Brady's LabelMark 6 offers highly customizable options to accommodate your specific and most frequent printing needs. To view these options, click on the cog wheel in the upper right corner of the home screen. Several option tabs will appear. First, we'll take a look at what's under the General Options tab. The Printer Setup section allows you to set the default printer. If no default printer is selected, you will get a warning. You can disable this here by unchecking the box next to Show Notification if default printer is undefined. LabelMark 6 can verify if the correct part is installed when you're using a bidirectional smart printer. If you don't want this notification, you can deselect this option. LabelMark 6 also allows you to check the label for errors, in case some data might not fit. You can select here to automate this behavior each time before printing. Use this setting to customize your experience when using double-sided labels, like sleeves. You can set the default behavior for the second side, like duplicating the data. The Size and Units section allows you to set the measurement units in either inches or millimeters. It also allows you to set the default repeat length for parts that are continuous. Default label mode allows you to set the default if you are mainly going to operate in line mode, which allows lines of text, or in graphical mode, which uses barcodes and symbols. When the checkbox under Updates is selected, LabelMark 6 will check for updates each time it is opened. The User Interface section allows you to select the default language of your interface. If you click on the Editor Options tab, you can customize your view options. Default Zoom sets the default zoom rate once you are creating a new file. For now, we'll set it to Fit to Width. You can also choose whether to view a two-sided part in double-sided or single-sided view. The other options allow you to use row copies with slit sleeves by default. For example, this works with a 2-inch sleeve slit into two 1-inch sleeves. In this case, if you ask the first label, which is 1 inch wide, to be printed twice, it will be on the first and second part of the first slit sleeve. The Property panel is the panel on the left-hand side of the interface. Checking this option will always keep the Property panel maximized while you are building your label. You can also choose to retain the zone rotation and formatting options within a saved file. So if you change the rotation setting when creating or printing a label, that rotation setting will be the same each time you open it. If you do not select this option, LabelMark 6 will revert back to the default rotation setting. Within the Formatting Options tab, you can set all of your preferred default font settings, text alignment, and additional specific options like auto-fitting the text lines or trimming vertical margins. The settings under the File Paths tab allow you to set all the default file paths for your label files, template files, images, job files, breaker box images, and the data and serialization schemes. By default, LabelMark 6 will look into the directories that you select. The options under the Data Refresh tab allow you to set whether data, such as data imported from an Excel file, needs to be refreshed once the file is opened, or printed, or both. This refresh option also exists for the date and time on the data. If none of these boxes are selected, LabelMark 6 will take the data and the date and time available at the time of creation. Make sure that you save the changes you make to your default options. Now you should have the tools you need to get started on customizing your default options with LabelMark 6.